Hey guys, it's been a long time since our last video or my last video, so I'm really sorry about that. So we've been busy with the competition, which ended in February. So that's not that long away, and we had a lot of things to do after that, like handing out all the prizes and sorting all that stuff out, which took a lot of time. We've been working on Soccer Manager Elite as well. The beta for that is in a couple of weeks from now, from this video. And we've also been adding a lot of features to Taurion as well in the front end and the back end. So what I will do now is just show you some of the GitHub updates to show like the progress that we have been making and show that we have been working non-stop even though we've not been doing the videos. So what I'm going to show you first is our updates on GitHub, which is basically the back end code for the game. And this is what Daniel's speciality is. So you can see all these commits. This is what he does. There's a lot more as well. However, even though it is all Daniel here, uh, there is also an equal or more amount of work in the front end, which is not on Git, as that is not open source for the front end at the moment. So going up the list from February, you can see that there's some things that you don't need to know about, but probably the first notable thing is we added this Charon functionality. So Charon's like an app that or some software that we've written, which um, with the TAURION GSP, which the front end connects to and computes the state of the game. Charon allows you to set an option when you run Taurion D, so it works in a light mode. So then front end still connect to Taurion D, the GSP, exactly how they do now, except this uses Zaire ID for decentralized authentication into our XMPP server, and then you can get the state of the game from there as well. So for light modes, the front ends don't need anything different apart from when they run the GSP. It just needs this extra option in there and a username and password which is generated from the Zaire ID DApp. So there's some more stuff for that. Um, yeah, and also we've added this thing for getting the region data from the game state. So as there are like 640,000 regions, they and they all have like different things like how much resources are there and all that sort of stuff. That can get quite big, maybe like 10 or 20 megs. So even running locally, that's a lot of data to process each block to see which ones have changed or whatever. So we've added this functionality now. So once you first start the game, it can get the whole data and get the state of the entire regions on the map. But then from then on, you can just say you want to get um, less of the less of the data, so you can just get like what's changed in the last 30 blocks, or like it says here, the last 3 days. So then there's a lot less data to process going forward when new blocks come in. So that's like makes it a lot faster. Some other things. So we've added the ancient faction now as well um, as another faction. So for buildings, and we've now added in buildings in the map around here in February. So the buildings as well all have like sizes, their exact hex size, and they can be rotated and things like that and placed. We've also added the intent to enter buildings as well. So now when you do a move, in fact, I can probably show you. No, we won't bother showing you that now. You can, yeah, just do a move. Like if you're at the other side of the map and you want to move into a building what's at the other side of the map, you could just move there, and then once you get there, then select to go in the building. But we've added this intent, so you can do a move and intent to go in the building in one go. So if you're going AFK or finish for the night, you could just path to the building, and then when you wake up, you should be in the building, unless someone has intercepted you and killed you and stole all your stuff. And what else have we added? Some other things you don't not really interested in. Um, yeah, the logic for leaving buildings as well, so you can go in and out. Obviously, all the integration tests. We've also added in the buildings inventories, so this is also in the front end as well, so you can um, drop stuff in the building and pick stuff up. And for example, if that's in an ancient building, then that is like perfectly safe because ancient buildings can't be destroyed. But if it's in a player building, then they can be destroyed, so you can lose your stuff or it will drop on the floor. Around 30% of the assets what are in a building, a player-made building, will drop on the floor if it's destroyed. And all the buildings have like health points and shield, just like players as well. So yeah, so we've also made buildings be able to do combat, and this is more specifically for turrets. However, the implementation of it covers all buildings, so we could in fact add turrets to normal buildings as well. But that's not in the current plan, but it is possible we could do that. So yeah, although there's not been a video, you can see the amount of we haven't stopped adding new features. So we've now added in like this VChi, which is the cryptocurrency of the Taurion world. So like Taurion coins, VChi is just a placeholder name for now. It stands for virtual chi. And yeah, reduce the cost. So for testing is now much cheaper. So we've added in the first service now, 9 days ago, which is refining. So you can, out of the 9 resources that you can mine on the map, you can take them to a refinery and then refine them into the materials that are used for construction. And the way it works as well is if you have one type of resource you've mined, it will actually refine into 2, in some cases, 2 different types of materials. Also, we've added in the repair service as well. So you can repair the armor on your vehicles, which can't be repaired any other way unless you have an armor repairer upgrade, which could be really rare. Also added in the fees as well, so the players can also set the fees for the services in their buildings. And that's pretty much it. And at the moment now, this moment in time, we are working on adding in the research facility, reverse engineering blueprints, ancient artifacts, and also then copying blueprints as well. So that's essentially it for GitHub. Okay, so that's GitHub. So back to the game. So yeah, so first thing you might notice is a bit of a bluish tinge. From the other videos as well, you can see the UI has changed a little bit. This will change some more. This is still a work in progress at the moment. We'll probably be changing this part here. So yeah, so there's a bluish tinge. Okay, I've just plugged my headset in, so sorry I had to cut the video there. So yeah, so your players now have intent to be able to go in a building. So if I select this one, I can move them around the map normally. That's the queued moves, and then I can press go to make it go in. But if you click on a building, like now we've just made these ancient buildings, whether they will be in in the in the full game, these ones we're not sure. We do have some smaller ones as well. We're not sure about these giant obelisks being buildings yet. So I can press that, and then when this gets mined, it will move into that building. Now you can enter the building from a certain distance, so possibly this will just go in the building straight away because it's within range of the building. I think it's something like if you're within 15 hexes. It's probably getting close to it. So as well, something else that we're going to add in the full game as well, which is in the roadmap, is when you do a move like this, you know, you have to wait until we'll actually do another one now in case that one goes in the building. Okay, yeah, so that one has gone in the building now. So yeah, so when you move this now, you have to wait for it to get mined in a block, so you don't start moving. So it does make it feel like a slow game. However, due to us making the vehicles smaller, and we may as well make them smaller as well than that. Um, you can we can create an illusion so it is moving instantaneously and everything is real time. And instead of moving each time the block comes in, it actually just calculates the distance and then just moves slowly, basing it on that the average block time is 30 seconds, and every few blocks, it can try and correct itself by slowing down and speeding up, but you would hardly notice any difference. So by doing that, probably you might just be 3 hexes out or something like that. And also, you should be able to disable it in the settings if you want to just play it like static and they move like a board game. Um, but yeah, we should be able to do that so it is perfectly smooth and plays like a real-time game, and even using pending moves as well, and pending moves from other people. So as soon as somebody else does a move and we can see the pending in the memory pool, we can start it moving then. So like now it could start moving, slowly across there. So then when the new block comes in, it's gonna get there. Trying to see if it moves now, but a block just came in, so it's every 30 seconds. Um, so, yeah, so this other one now is in the building. Yes, or where is it? Reporting. Ready, Commander. Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Ready, Commander. Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Ready, yes, Commander. So we definitely need to show this one. So we definitely need to show some indication on here of when a vehicle is docked. So that's something that we seem to be missing there. So in here I can see which vehicles are docked in here, and it's just one of mine there. And this is like a symbol abbreviation of what type of vehicle it is. So yeah, so each of these buildings also has the cargo space. Oops. So you can drop items in and out of the inventory of the building. And then later, obviously, we're adding marketplace, the refinery, construction facility, research facility, and the vehicle bays as well, depending on what type of building it is. Yes, Commander. So that's pretty much it. This is just some of the new buildings we've just stuck on the map just for a laugh sort of thing for now. I'm not sure if I went over it in a video as well, but you can actually as well sell ad space above your building, so you could advertise like some other blockchain project or an exchange or whatever you wanted on there. And this is all done in a sort of decentralized way. However, this is one of the only things in the game where we will have censorship power over. So if you're using our front end, we have a special name where we can censor some of these, and that's will only be done if there is like really bad stuff in there, um, something completely illegal. So just to show you a bit of a scale as well of all these buildings, if we zoom out, you can see that that's just pretty much a speck now. We can try and fly down to it. Yeah, something I was talking about the other day to somebody as well is when you're inside this virtual world, you get this feeling of presence, like you're doing virtual reality, and it's hard to explain unless you're in it. Yeah, just another thing as well. What I wanted to show you was the art, which the 3D models for the buildings and the vehicles. I'll just show you some of those in here as well. So this one is one of the Afrati buildings, and another one. So all buildings now and turrets have been designed. And here's some of the vehicles. This is a scout vehicle. Here is the largest transport vehicle. So each of the houses as well, like the Afrati, they have more like where all the vehicles have different slots, like they have these turret slots, engine slots, and structural slots. The Afrati have more structural slots, so they are like the best with increasing their armor and also the cargo space. So you can see those look a bit like beetles. And then this one here is the most the advanced, very large Afrati vehicle. So you can see these things here. These are actually spaces for turrets, so you can put any sorts of different turrets on there, like missile launchers, beam lasers, um, weapons which slow the enemy, and things like that. AoE plasma bomb type weapons. So that's the Afrati. I didn't show them all, but that's most of them. So this is a Jordan command center. These have all the services in them at once. All buildings can level up as well. I'm not sure if we ever mentioned that one, but they can level up. This is an energy building. Their actual function isn't totally defined just yet. Essentially, if you have these energy buildings, you can increase the efficiency of any buildings which are near it. Um, yeah. So the Jordan vehicles. This is an advanced Jordan vehicle. So you can see the Jordans have more turret slots. So this one's not a really big one, but it has 6 turrets, the same as the biggest Afrati one. I'll show you the biggest. Yeah, so this is the biggest Jordan vehicle, the advanced, very large. We have got all the names for those, which will be disclosed soon. So this one has 8 turret slots. It is like probably the biggest damage dealing one, but it all depends on what layouts you've got. Maybe you've got like a Rubor vehicle, which has a lot of electromagnetic warfare ones that decrease the range of the enemy vehicles or decrease the damage, things like that. And then some Rubor ones, like this is a Rubor turret. Not for a turret for on a vehicle, a turret for like protecting your bases. This is the biggest Rubor vehicle. I believe that's called a Leviathan. This has 7 turret slots, and they have a lot of medium slots as well, or engine slots. So Rubors are best at like shield replenishment, shield regeneration, increasing the speed of the vehicle. And this is the biggest transport vehicle for the Rubor. So generally this should be the fastest transport vehicle. Well, the fastest very large transport vehicle. Obviously smaller transport vehicles will be faster. And this one can carry even more vehicles inside it. So if you want to transport a lot of vehicles you've constructed from one place to another, you've either got to drive them there and then sell them at the other place, or you could probably fit, not sure what it is, maybe 20 light vehicles in there, or maybe 50. This is a Rubor construction facility. So that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll hopefully update you next month. Bye bye.